Wow. Just wow.
It's not even been announced yet. Thanks very much, everyone. That's a song called There's No News on Elder Scrolls V, and then in parentheses it says Stop Asking. Thanks very much for coming out, everyone. Welcome to the Nexus. We've got a pretty packed lineup for you tonight, and please, I've got some t-shirts and badges up the back. Please buy some, please, I need this. Coming up tonight, we run down the latest news from the world of Xbox 360, from New Mutant movements to live dash improvements. We take a look at the musical extravaganza that is Rock Band 3. The arcade cabinet tries to keep up with Sonic the Hedgehog's return to 2D, and music for your ears. So if everyone give a big round of applause for our next act, it's the Dans with this week's news.
Alright, yeah, let's hear it. I'm the Dans and I'm here today to make you think about Xbox and games and stuff. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4! Fans of the X-Men, Marvel's group of uncanny superheroes with powers like metal claws, a pair of red sunglasses, and the inability to walk are in for a treat with not one but two recent mutant-related announcements. First up, Konami's classic 1992 side-scrolling arcade beat-em-up is headed to Xbox Live Arcade. The game will feature drop-in, drop-out co-op for up to 6 players, and players can play as the 6 most popular X-Men: Cyclops, Colossus, Wolverine, Storm, Nightcrawler, and Gambit. That's weird. They've spelled Gambit D-A-Z-Z-L-E-R. What do you mean Gambit's not in it? Who the hell is Dazzler? No, you're making a scene! The other bit of news is that a brand new X-Men game known as X-Men Destiny is in the works. Little is known about the game yet, beyond that it's being developed by Two Human and Eternal Darkness developer Silicon Knights, and that the story is being penned by Mike Carey, the writer of comics like The Unwritten, Hellblazer, and X-Men Legacy. Maybe it'll even feature Gambit. Stranger things have happened. Seriously, what's everyone's problem with him? He's awesome. Next up, some good news and some bad news about Gears of War 3. The bad news is that the release date has slipped from April 2011 to the impossibly distant fall 2011. The good news, however, is that there appears to be a reason for the delay in the form of a beta and dedicated servers for the game's multiplayer. Epic Games design director Cliff Bleszinski said the decision was meant to level the playing field. In Gears, if somebody kicked your ass, you claim they were wall hacking even though they weren't. And now if you win in Gears, it's you have host advantage, but by removing client servers, you suddenly have a level playing field for everybody, he shouted. Probably. No details yet on how to get into the beta, but the Blazertrix says that details will be forthcoming in early 2011. Some of you are already in the beta for the new dashboard coming your way on the 26th of October. Some of you aren't. But whether you're a beta tester or not, Microsoft has released a list of all the new functionality that the new dash brings with it, which is well worth checking out to be sure you don't miss something useful. The big features are obviously the Connect and Zoom functionality, but new additions like better audio quality for party chat, an improved user interface for the marketplace, and revamped, more realistically proportioned avatars are worth checking out too. Head to the URL on screen now for the full rundown. And no, there isn't a web browser, so stop asking, alright? That was our last song. You've been a great audience. There will be no encores. Thank you and good night. Decapitation! There.
God, those guys were rubbish. Just bang, 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 and you can't hear the words. They're having to proper songs. Songs like these ones, in fact. Yes, songs in video games. I'm not talking about theme music or licensed tracks. I'm talking actual songs that pop up in games and are brilliant. Like the one you get at the end of God Hand, for example. God Hand is ace for all sorts of reasons, not least that you can kick a luchador mask-wearing gorilla into the sun, but if you can finish it, and that's a big if, you get treated to this amazing song where the main character Gene sings an incredibly literal song about all his God Hand powers, backed by choreographed dance routines and people being kicked in the junk. More of this, please. Jonathan Coulton is probably best known for his song Still Alive, which GLaDOS sings at the end of Portal. While that's a fantastic song, don't overlook another song of his which appears in a different Valve game, Left 4 Dead 2.
Things have been okay for me, except that I'm a zombie now.
Hit a jukebox in the game, and one of the records you can put on is RE Your Brains, a song about passive-aggressive white-collar zombies trying to cajole their way into a survivor's stronghold. Oh, and it causes a horde to attack at the beginning of the first chorus on the phrase, "All we want to do is eat your brains." So tool up before you have a listen, yeah? You can make a case for Curse of Monkey Island being the best game in the Monkey Island series, thanks to sequences like this one that begin the second act.
We're a band of vicious pirates a-sailing out to sea. When you hear our gentle singing, you'll be sure to turn and flee.
Oh, this is just ridiculous.
Pirate wannabe Guybrush Threepwood's mutinous crew sing an endless sea shanty, taking all pleas to get to work from their captain as an excuse to set off on another series of rhyming verses. The only way to stop the song? Slip in the word orange, of course. Ha! Rhyme something with that, you stupid pirates.
Well, door hinge? No. Guess the song's over then.
Silent Hill games are known for their multiple endings, with your actions throughout the game affecting the eventual outcome for your character. Silent Hill 3's UFO ending, acquired by destroying 30 monsters with something called the Sexy Beam, we won't ask, features a rubbish singer and his choir of rubbish singers belting out a tune about the characters of the game. Then we have the amazing Funky Credit song from Rogue Warrior, made up of ham sculpture Mickey Rourke's barely coherent F-bomb riddled ranting from the game, set to a substandard garage band R&B loop.
Right now, you sweet piece of enjoy the ride, sucker. Have a nice trip.
It's a lot better if you imagine Mickey Rourke performing this live on stage in a club, particularly the bit which is just his various pain noises.
Hi, my name's Peter Molyneux. You should choose the right moral decision and watch the Nexus.
Music games, formerly known as the altogether more dubious-sounding rhythm action genre, have graduated from inaccessible arcade curio to massively popular living room mainstay, their rapid ascent to widespread popularity attributed to the fact that we're all massive show-offs who love a good sing-song. Konami is widely accepted to have created the genre when it introduced odd DJ/keyboard playing hybrid Beatmania to the arcades. Its success resulted in various spin-offs under the Beamani banner, the most famous of which is Frenzied Seizure Simulator Dance Dance Revolution, being demonstrated here by Andy. Somewhere along the way, a misinterpreted overheard conversation resulted in the coining of the term rhythm action, and the genre became a haven for rampant creativity. One such early example is Nana Onshar's Parappa the Rapper, a charming game about a two-dimensional rapping dog who busts mad rhymes in a variety of everyday situations, like learning kung fu from an onion or queuing for a toilet with a Rastafarian frog.
Ribbit, I can't hold it. Last toilet fill me up, me already sold it. In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow, but now I really got to go.
Western developers were reluctant to jump on board until upstarts Harmonix started maximising the genre's true potential with the massively underrated frequency and amplitude before hitting pay dirt with Guitar Hero, essentially a westernised version of Konami's Guitar Freaks that gave you your very own plastic axe to grind. Following the acquisition of the Guitar Hero brand by Activision, Harmonix teamed up with MTV to make the logical jump to a full band experience. Rock Band added drums and vocal to the mix, forever transforming house parties into impromptu jam sessions and my upstairs neighbours' lives into a constant sleep-deprived nightmare. The huge success of both Guitar Hero and Rock Band saw the genre expand even further to incorporate pure singing games like Lips, turntablism simulated DJ Hero, and soon full-body tracking dancing games like Dance Central for Kinect.
Push it real good.
Now we're just a few weeks away from the launch of Rock Band 3, which promises to be the most comprehensive music game ever created and the closest thing you can get to being in a real band without having to go through all that tedious practice and drug addiction, thanks in no small part to the all-new Pro Guitar mode. Here are some chaps from Harmonix we press-ganged into telling us more.
The most eye-catching thing we've got here is this new Squire controller with the actual strings. Can you talk us through like what we're seeing here and kind of the new stuff, the technology that's been incorporated into it?
Well, it's a real Squire, Fender Squire Stratocaster, embedded with our technology, all the sensors throughout the neck and the body, and you can actually play the game with this. Also plug into an amp and play music.
If I were playing the game and I turned the music right down on expert mode, am I playing the real guitar parts?
You are playing note-accurate guitar parts, and basically, if you actually put down your guitar, picked up a real guitar, and had the right tuning, you'd be playing it pretty much. Right. And we, we understand that a lot of players are going to be daunted by that at start. So what we have is a lot of tutorials that break down the song into the basic riffs. You can slow it down till you get it to memory, then you put it together, and then bam, you have Bohemian Rhapsody on Expert Pro Guitar. That's the dream.
Is this the ultimate evolution of the music game? Is this the kind of the final point now?
Yeah, we think so. We hope it's not the ultimate, but really we think that this is a great investment for players to really spend a lot of time on. They're going to be spending hours, hundreds of hours on expert guitar, on pro guitar.
I'm British born, I've been stuck here all my life. It's quite cold and the weather's really nice, but who needs a sunny beach when I can just play Halo Reach? I'm not an outdoor kind of guy, I don't like the summer breeze, I don't like hiking and I don't like hugging trees.
Here we go.
Sega! Classic.
Nice to hear.
It's the old sound, isn't it?
Yeah, you've just joined us here backstage. We're looking at Sonic 4 Episode 1. It's a bit confusing.
Yeah, well, you know, here we go. He's wagging his finger again.
Accusingly, this is what I don't get about Sonic the Hedgehog. Every time you book the game, you've paid money to play it, and what's he doing? He's like telling you off. What's he telling us?
He's got a wry smile. He's not really. He's not that angry.
I don't need to see this.
Look at that half smile.
I don't need to see this.
Okay, let's start the game.
So I think importantly for a Sonic game, Sonic 4 has no plot whatsoever.
Well, apart from a man with a big moustache just trying to kill you in various flying robots.
But that's what Sonic's always been about. You know, not all these weird side characters like Big the Cat and the unfortunately named Cream the Rabbit. And
was that a minigame?
No, it wasn't a minigame.
That was a character.
Well, here's the other cool thing about this Sonic. Obviously, with the original game, you played it start to finish. There was no such thing as a save game back then. In this case, once you finish the first act, you can then go to stage select and play anything you want.
Yeah, you can play any of them in whatever order you want, including the bonus stages, which is quite cool. But you need to play through all 3 levels for each zone to unlock the boss encounter.
Okay. So, but I mean, it's quite a good idea though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The early levels, I think the first zone is really a kind of a gentle lead-in, but the one you're in now, Lost Labyrinth, is genuinely tricky, especially when you've only got Torchlight to kind of accompany you and show the way. Yeah,
totally. Another new thing that Sonic's got here is this lock-on ability, where you can lock on to things like enemies and the little plunger jump pad things, and you can kind of zip through the air. It's like a kind of an auto hit almost, but you do need it to get through some of the new sections.
Is this a worthwhile buy?
For me, definitely. I mean, I was a huge Sega fan when I was a kid. I had a Master System, I had a Mega Drive, I had Sonic for both those consoles. And this just feels like the sequel I was waiting for back then, you know, however many years ago. It's like, you know, they've finally done it right, and this is a beautiful trip down memory lane for me. Great stuff.
I mean, I had an irrational hatred of Sonic purely because he belongs to the wrong multi-billion corporation. But you know, I've grown up. I've seen the error of my ways, and I think this is a fantastic game. It's hypnotically beautiful. It plays as a decent 2D platformer should, and the even better news is it's only episode 1, so we've got even more to look forward to. Thumbs up, Sonic.
Yeah.
Well, that's the Nexus all played out for another week, but it will be back in a fortnight, this time on the topic of history. And if you want to suggest a game series for us to do a feature on, submit the fruit of your creative loins, or you just want to get something off your chest, then let us know. And if someone could do something about that printer in the backstage area, I'd really appreciate it. It's hogging all the groupies. Yeah, mate, that's the one. Sort it out. The Nexus! Consider yourself rocked!